Candles, fibs, crosses, EMAs. It's the tools of the day trade. Don't be a noob and trade on websites that don't give you BitBoy bonuses. Click the link in the description to get set up on ByBit or Femex and get an insane sign-up bonus for being part of the BitSquad. Leverage trade responsibly, but do it the right way on Femex or ByBit. Bonus details in the links below.
BitBoy Crypto Morning TA. Good morning, everybody. It's October 22nd, 2021. My name is Piano Matty B. That is Scaramucci's. This is your morning TA. A brief glimpse into the crypto markets, where the sun's shining, where the wind's blowing. All the humble opinion of this piano. Zamboni, bring in the data. The FOMO index has dipped to 75 from yesterday's 84. People have a 10% less fear of missing out than yesterday. Bitcoin dominance is at 46%. 24-hour volume is at 123 billion. And the overall market cap is 2.60 trillion. Give or take 100 million. Now over on the 4-hour chart, old Lester Diamond's ears must have been ringing yesterday, because once we got close to him being the 20 moving average, he sucked us in, threw us down, and is now in the unfavorable position of being on top of us and acting as resistance. Now we all know that Lester Diamond is a country club card shark from the valley who gets an inch and takes a mile. So if there's one thing I'd like to see this weekend, it's price action flipping Lester into support. That means getting up and over 64K, which is really no big whoop. We may even see a weekend matinee of the Rodney Dangerfield of moving averages, the 50, before we make our way up again. But that show is down in the Aldirondacks at 62K. And it's best we just try to stay away. Old Lester slipped in a bearish MACD cross while we weren't looking to boot. He greasy. Now over on the daily, yesterday's retracement has cooled off the RSI and brought her back under 70, which is a red candle silver lining of sorts, I suppose. However, I'm keeping my dad eye on that curling MACD. She almost looks like she wants to make a bearish cross of her own. Let's just hope that doesn't happen. Over on the weekly, there's a couple of somewhat bearish indicators I wanted to exercise. The first one, and this is the one that's most likely to change for the better, but right now we have formed somewhat of a shooting star candle, or croquet mallet if it were. And although it's not a textbook shooting star, it's still telling us that the bulls may have run out of steam. And those meddling bears may be lurking by the garbage cans, waiting to eat the diapers once we all go to bed tonight. Because bears love to eat dirty diapers. They consider it a delicacy. I'd like to see this candle print green, but with Bitcoin's quiet weekends of wine tastings and book readings, she may get dicey to stay green, to say the least. However, price action has a way of sleight of handing bearish signals and exploding upwards when we're not looking or kicking at the dirt. We did speak of 58.9 earlier this week, and it's still in play fractalaneously speaking, that is, as it's a simple carbon copy of the July run, if it were in fact to happen. But we're in explosive times and things can change on a dime, so just because the signals are weak and bearish doesn't mean a couple of bored whales may hit the buy button after watching a marathon of bar rescue commercials and all. Gross. Scadoo, yadoo, doo doo. Last thing I wanted to look at was some slight divergence on the MACD. We see price action making higher highs over here, while the MACD has fallen. I don't like it. It's just what it is, and something to keep your eye on. I'm a contrarian by nature. I have no choice. It's in my DNA. And I think everyone here is as well. It's a collective curiosity and our ambition to change the financial nincompoopery of the legacy systems that have driven us here. So when I see a collection of bearish signals, I knee-jerk and think maybe we're being Scooby-Dooed and the bearish boogeyman is really just the circus owner. Old dirty Gary Gensler in a cheap mask. Skidoo-ya-doo-doo-doo. Make no mistake, there's a massive difference between a sell-off and people taking profit. What these pullbacks are just profit taking. And it's going to happen the whole way up. And dag nabbit, you better layer some icing off the cake as well. So remember, we're playing the same game as our psychopathic elected lead. That's right, it's the long game. So zoom out and have a fantastic day. And it's Friday, and I'm not wearing a hat, and I got a haircut, and hopefully the internet doesn't break. So sing me out, 3, 4. Ooh, a ch-ch-ch.